Hi, my name is Danica, and today I have the Steven Universe tag. As soon as I saw this tag, I knew I had to do it. If you haven't seen Steven Universe, probably shouldn't watch this, because there'll be a little bit of spoilers, and also you should go do that right now, because it's amazing. It's one of my favorite shows right now. It's super feminist, it's funny, and it's just the most optimistic. It's just everything you need in the world right now. This cat at Project Hardcover created this tag. I'll link the original down below. First question is Steven, who is the most pure of heart? I have to go with Sailor Moon. Part of what I love about the Sailor Moon manga and the show is that she is just so full of love for everyone, and she just wants everyone to be happy. And that can seem sort of juvenile, but it's actually really brave and difficult, and she maintains that through anything. She's never willing to leave anyone behind, and I love that. I love Sailor Moon. The next question is for Garnet. Who is your favorite duo, whether romantic or platonic? First of all, Garnet is romantic. It's not platonic. Let's not get anyone confused about that. They are definitely a couple. Of course, for my answer, I have to also have a lesbian couple, and that's Nan and Flo from Tipping the Velvet. I always have them as my favorite romantic couple, so you probably already know that. Next is for Amethyst. Name a character with a tragic backstory. I have to pick another Sarah Waters book, and that's Fingersmith, and I am picking Maud, though you could really pick Sue as well, but Maud's story seems especially harsh to me. Next is Pearl, and that's name a book that deals with grief. I love Pearl. Anyone who hates Pearl, I judge really hardcore, because Pearl is fantastic and is so vulnerable as a character. But anyway, I'm going to say The Miseducation of Cameron Post because her parents die basically on the first couple of pages, and it's about her coming to terms with her grief and also coming to terms with her sexuality, and those things end up sort of tangled for her. I also want to say Prairie Ostrich by Tamai Kobayashi. This is another story about grief but from a child's perspective, and this is a particularly moving story about grief, I think, also pretty difficult, but it's so well done. And then there's Greg for Name Your Favorite Parental Figure. I do love Greg. I have to say any show that makes me love multiple male characters is really doing something right. For this question, I thought for a long time, but I have to go with the obvious answer, which is Molly from Harry Potter. I mean, just her taking in Harry most of all, and her just kind of wanting to protect everyone and make sure everyone has a family it's really sweet. For Connie, who is my favorite character, there's if you could change the ending of any series, what would it be? And I would change the epilogue of Harry Potter, but I don't feel like that's the ending, because that's post-ending. So I'm going to say there's a Tamora Pierce series that I would change the ending for, and that's the Immortal series, the last book, Realms of the Gods, which I thought was a real letdown after the previous book, which totally blew me away. So I felt like the third book in that series was incredible and just possibly the most intense thing I've ever read. So having the fourth book be much more slow and honestly a little bit boring at times, it just threw off the whole rhythm of the series for me. For Rose Quartz, it's who's a character you wish you knew more about, and I do wish Ginny Weasley had more page time. I know she's a major character, and she is in the books a lot, but I feel like a lot of her personality is kind of kept in the background, that you don't get to hear about her very much, and a lot of people miss a lot of her development and don't seem to understand what a fantastic character she is. But also Susan Bones, partly because she's a Hufflepuff and I always want more Hufflepuff representation, but also just because I find her intriguing. She has one conversation with Harry in the series that I thought was really interesting about how she could sympathize with him and sort of apologize for how people had treated him, but that's basically all we get of her. And also her aunt, Amelia Bones with the monocle, who works at the Wizengamot and talks to Harry about his Patronus. Anyway, I always find it difficult not to just answer these questions with all Harry Potter characters all the time, so I should probably stop there. For Lapis Lazuli, they said who is a character that has a great redemption arc, and I had a bit of difficulty with this. I feel like the TV shows that I love do better with redemption arcs than the books that I love. I don't think there's a lot of redemption arcs in the series that I have read that I can remember. I don't count Snape. I don't feel like that's redemption for him. He was complicated, but that doesn't mean he was redeemed. For TV shows, Logan from Veronica Mars and Zuko from Avatar both have really interesting redemption arcs. I'm gonna go with Logan because there are Veronica Mars books, so that kind of counts. Even though, again, I don't know if he's fully redeemed, but he's definitely a more complicated character than the first time you see him. And there's Jasper and Peridot, which is who are villains that thought they were doing good work, and I kind of want to say Snape for this one, actually. Also, I don't know why Jasper has fans. Like, Peridot, I can understand, kind of an interesting personality, but Jasper seems completely flat as a villain character right now, and I don't understand what people see in her, but whatever. For book characters, I'm gonna say Linda from Lies We Tell Ourselves because she was on the pro-segregationist side of integrating high schools, which is terrible, and she starts off very full of conviction that she is on the right side of that battle. Katie and Lars is name your favorite complicated relationship, and I kind of want to say Logan and Veronica again. I don't know why. I like their dynamic. I also like Spuffy, and I don't know why. It's a problem. From what I remember, When We Were Outlaws and Before the Rain both had really intense, passionate relationships that drew me in the sense that they were really interesting to read about. And that's the Steven Universe tag. If you're a fan of Steven Universe, I definitely tag you, and you should discuss the show in the comments because I love that show and I'd love to talk about it. If you haven't watched it and you watch this tag, like I told you not to, you should still watch the show because it's amazing, it's subversive and feminist, it's really funny and nerve-wracking and intense. It's just, it stomps on your heart. It's everything you want from a show. And thank you for watching. Bye!